And we're back with Ben 10 Alien Force, this time Season 3, Episode 19, the finale, Part 1. We are here at the finale for Ben 10 Alien Force. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a wild little ride. So yeah, this is the finale, Part 1. Yeah, I do know that because I saw the title of the episode. It's called The Final Battle. Doesn't give anything away. I can't wait. So, what happened last episode? We had a weird episode that focused on Kevin and featured a new villain, who is the one who killed Kevin's dad. And I said last episode, it's kind of weird. It was kind of weird placement for that, to introduce a villain so late on, when you could have been building to a big finale. But then again, I guess that's what this episode is. It's a finale. It's a two-part finale, so they've got time to let things breathe a bit. It's a 40-minute finale, so let's see what they can do with that. And honestly, when I started this show, people were saying that Season 3 is bad. And I grant that I don't think it's as good as Season 1 and 2, but I would not say this season has been bad. It is not a bad season whatsoever. Like, once you can push your way through those first few episodes, this season actually got really good. It actually got really good. The Ghost Freak Vilgax episode, the Wrath episode, the Hybrid Epilogue episode, all good episodes. Some of them might be even the top. Some of them might even be in the top 10 Ben 10 Alien Force episodes ever. So yeah, this season has been an extra long season as well. 20 episode season. That's not happened before in Ben 10. Every season of Ben 10, including the classic series, it's all been 10 or 13 episodes. This has been a very long season, and it feels like it as well. I've been recording this for a while, but yeah, only 2 more episodes to go, if you include this one. So yes, I decided to get all my Ben 10 Alien Force stuff out for this episode. Well, these 2 episodes, they'll be out again for the second one. I don't know what else to say, I'm just excited to get into this. So let's just get into Season 3, Episode 19, the finale, Part 1 of Ben 10 Alien Force, starting right now. Oh, the Galvans and Azimuth. Hey!
What is it, my axe? I'm trying to...
Hey, my axe!
I have updated. Only one item was stolen. Your greatest invention.
The Ultimatrix. Still, the energy core wasn't complete, so there isn't much our fleet can do with it. No,
That looks like Ben.
not him. Anyone but him.
It's Albedo! It's Albedo! Oh shit!
An unexpected setback. My new Omnitrix is still linked to the original's database.
And you're still trapped.
Only
And
until I get my
Vilgax
hands
as
on
well.
the I need the Omnitrix, and you want it. That's a bad basis for an alliance.
I don't want the Omnitrix anymore. I just want to kill Ben Tennyson.
Fair enough. For once, Vilgax is not after the Omnitrix. But what a badass team up that is. I recognise that ship. That ship?
Bolt's going faster?
He didn't mean it, ship.
Yep.
But you'll never get to it.
Crab.
You would hunt the hunter.
Oh my god!
Get your place.
You have not been seen since Season 1 of the classic series. Hey, armbar!
Kevin!
Hey.
That thing on your arm.
I know. Pretty smart, huh? This way I can't change to anything.
You should be more careful.
What for? I always win anyway.
Nice attitude.
Hey, my overconfidence is one of my most appealing qualities.
No, it's not.
It really isn't.
I've got a plan.
You do?
Really?
I thought I could get close enough to swipe your keys.
Oh, bloody hell, Ben. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. Oh.
Is that the...
Autopilot.
You knew we were headed for an asteroid field, right?
Oh.
Did not know that.
Not good. Not good. Not good. Stop blasting at the ship. Big one. Big one. Big one. Or not. Oh god. Crap!
I messed up. Bad. Sure did. I couldn't save Crab. Nope. You totally blew it.
Good thing we were there to help out, huh? Mr. I can handle it.
Okay.
You guys saved him?
I can't believe how cute he is.
This isn't the best one to start with. It's not Sumo Slammer's classic. It's Sumo Slammer's Hero Generation. It's a sequel to the original show, but they kind of messed it up.
Just like this
It's
one.
like 5 years
Not-
later, and the bad guy Kenko has teamed up with the hero Ishiyama. It's not very realistic, is all I'm saying.
That's exactly what this show did.
Anyway, there's only 5 more of these before they cycle back to the original show. You'll see, it's way better. I'm surrounded by nerds.
Oh shit! Oh. Oh.
Every time Tennyson's beaten either of us, it's been with the help of his friends. But this time, we strip them away from him, then attack him together.
Okay.
And take his Omnitrix.
Oh.
Kevin!
This is a crime scene, miss. Stay back.
It's my boyfriend's car. Is he...
Boyfriend!
There's no driver.
Hey, yep. Nice.
Say goodnight, Gwen. 2 down, 1 to go.
He's making fast work of them. Max is next. Oh! Max was ready. Max was ready.
It's your evil twin. He...
Greetings, Ben Tennyson. I have your friends. Albedo, let them go or...
Easy, Ben.
What are you,
Once you
what you gonna do?
In today's his lucky
Run at the
day.
TV?
Call some of the plumber kids back to Earth.
Yeah.
Put a plan together. Go up against him in force. Right, Ben?
Why turn you?
Ben?
Oh, mate. Ah, Ben, why? You're about to get the shock of a lifetime when Vilgax shows up as well. Humongosaur versus Humongosaur? Yep. All 3 of these aliens have showed up so far.
Not only can I transform into anything you can, but I can also evolve those creatures to their ultimate form.
Oh!
Meet Ultimate Humongosaur.
That's mad. This isn't gonna go well. He's getting his ass handed to him, and Vilgax hasn't even shown up yet.
We still need him. You are going to give me the Omnitrix, or I'm going to kill your friends. Decouple Omnitrix. Command code 000. Release coupling 0.
That's the first time I've ever seen him take it off willingly. That's the end. Yep, that's the end. Okay. That was amazing. That was an amazing part 1 of the finale. First of all, it was interesting enough when we started off on Adsmith's planet, and we saw Mayax. That his, if you obviously you must have watched Secret of the Omnitrix. She was Adsmith's assistant when creating the Omnitrix, and yeah, they said that the Ultimatrix, new thing we've never heard of before, the Ultimatrix has been stolen, and apparently it's a improvement on the Omnitrix, on the original Omnitrix. I wonder if Azimuth was going to let Ben know about that at some point. But it turns out that Albedo was the one who stole it. Because at the beginning it was only showing what looked like Ben, but obviously there was a bit of a colour grain over the security footage. So it's making you think Ben, but then it immediately goes to Albedo. I feel like they could have strung the mystery of Albedo along a bit more before revealing it was him. It's like they showed the back of Ben, and then Asma was like, "No, not him, anyone but him." And it could have just let us suspect it was Ben for a while before revealing Albedo. But no, they just revealed Albedo straight away, along with his new alliance with Vilgax. Vilgax shows up so many times in this season. How many times has he shown up? Okay, I'm counting by episodes here. Episode 1, he was in episode 2, he was in episode 10, episode 14, episode 16, and now he's here. I think this is probably the most Vilgax has ever shown up in a single season, even including the original series. But yeah, after we saw Albedo, and I'm so happy Albedo is back. I was wondering if they were ever going to do anything with him. I thought they might just leave him till Ultimate Alien or something to bring him in. But no, I'm happy that he's here. I'm happy that he's here because he does fill the evil twin trope. But I'm surprised they've decided to bring him in for a series finale. Considering he's only been in one episode so far, I'm surprised they've brought him in for a season finale. But him and Vilgax, yeah. I knew that Vilgax had to be part of the finale because he's been in too many episodes this season to not be the main villain. It would have been strange to just bring in a new villain that we haven't seen much of. They kind of did both. Because I thought, you know what, it makes sense for it to be Vilgax, and it would be weird if they brought in another villain at such short notice. But I'm not that disappointed that it's Albedo, even though he's only been in one episode of this show so far. I'm not so disappointed because it's Albedo, because I felt like Albedo had a lot more to give when we last saw him. I thought you could have done a lot more with Albedo, and it looks like they are doing that. Now you've just got to bring back a Zombozo. Because hello, Zombozo, excellent villain from the original series, and you could have brought him back to do something, but no, just one episode. Hello, bring him back. Yeah, once we're finished with Albedo and Vilgax, we go over to what's happening with Ben and the group. Turns out Ben has been captured by Crab, another villain who I thought had a much more to give, but never showed up again. In the original series, 6-6 showed up all the time, but because when we first met them, it was 6-6, Tetrax, and Crab. Those are the three bounty hunters sent after Ben. Obviously, Tetrax turned out to be an ally. 6-6 turned out to be a recurring villain whenever we wanted a henchman to show up, a badass henchman, like the Boba Fett of Ben 10. But we never saw Crab again, and it's interesting that we saw him here, if only for 5 minutes, just to see him get captured again. We thought he died, but it turns out he only got captured. So, I'm happy that we at least saw him again. But yeah, it turns out he caught Ben, and Gwen and Kevin were heading off with Ship to save him. Yeah, showing how much Ben needs Gwen and Kevin by his side. They got off the ship. Gwen and Kevin captured Crab, but Ben thought he messed up when he thought that he could destroy that huge ass asteroid before it hit the ship, but he didn't. And for a second there, I thought, oh, Ben's finally being humbled a bit. Because once again, the ego is back. So yeah, I thought Ben was humbled for a second, but then no, he just brushes it off like he always does. He always brushes it off. And straight back to Earth. Gwen's hanging out with Julie and Ship. Kevin is hanging out with Ben. I love the little fourth wall breaking commentary on the Sumo Slammers show, saying like it's a sequel show to the original, just like this is, and saying the villain teams up with the hero, just like Kevin does in this show. Because it feels so long ago to think about Kevin as a villain. Because he's just been part of this. He's just been part of this team for so long now. It's weird thinking back to his time as a villain. Kevin's had enough of it. He just leaves. Where then he comes across Albedo and gets his ass handed to him. Yeah, gets his ass beaten up and captured and taken to Vilgax. Well, Albedo takes him back to his base with Vilgax, and yeah. Vilgax makes a good point. Whenever Ben has beat one of them, him or Albedo, he's always had the help of his friends. He's always had the help of Gwen, Kevin, or Max. I don't know. Did he have the help? Did he have their help when Ben beat Albedo? I don't think he did, because at that time Albedo still looked exactly like Ben. And he used that to catch Gwen and Kevin, and then it was up to Ben to fight him. I don't know if they're messing with continuity there, or if I just don't remember the episode correctly. It's okay. It's okay. We don't care. We don't care. After he makes that quick point, then it shows Gwen, who she then gets captured because she also gets confronted by Albedo on her way home after thinking. She sees Kevin's overturned car and she tells the officer that's my boyfriend's car. Did that just slip out of nowhere? Or please, the worst thing that they can do is make the beginning of this relationship an off-screen thing. Like, I swear to God, if they don't start this relationship by the end of this show, we've only got one episode left. If they don't start that relationship by the end of the next episode, this final episode, I'm gonna go fucking insane. They've got to start this relationship. The worst thing they can do is do it off screen. So, are they already boyfriend and girlfriend, or did she just let that slip? But yeah, either way, she got caught as well. You know what? It just shows how deadly Albedo is and how Ben can be, because he just wiped the floor with Gwen and Kevin and took them back to Vilgax. And then he said 2 down, 1 to go. And it turns out I thought for a second like the last one is Ben, because he's after all 3 of them. But then it turns out he's after Max as well. And Max was the only one who got away. Max is the only one who got away, and I love that. He may be the only one who's pure human. He may be the only one without powers, but he got it done. He's the one who got away out of the 3 of them. He's the most experienced. Max is the one who escapes. He's like the Batman. He's like the Batman in a world of superheroes. He's the only one without powers. He seems like he should be the weakest at this point, but no, he's the one who gets it done. He's the one who escaped. And he goes to warn Ben, but there's really no need. There's really no need of him warning Ben, because Albedo then sends Ben a message. Yeah, come here, fight me, or I'll kill your friends. It's the typical bad guy message to the hero. And like always, Ben doesn't listen to Max. Even when Max says we can pull the Guardians, we can pull the. There's an ad here that says Guardian Tales, so I was just looking at that for a second and then I got distracted. But yeah, we can pull the plumber's kids back to Earth, which I would have been fine with, but I don't know. Maybe we will see them, Because we didn't see Max again after Ben ditched him after not listening to him. So maybe Max will pull the Plumber's kids back and they'll be the backup next episode. Because honestly, I don't know how you top the great team up the Ben Vengers assemble at the end of season 2 when you had Darkstar, Paradox, Azimuth, Julian Ship, and the Plumber's kids. I don't know how you top that great team up. We'll see if they can. We'll see if they can actually get it done. You know what? Bring Rhiney and the hybrids in to help. That'll be amazing. Because I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. But yeah, Ben goes to where Albedo's waiting, and big shock. Turns out the Ultimatrix can not only transform into everything that Ben does. It turns out it can also improve on those aliens. It can evolve them to their final form. And then yeah, so looks like it was going to be Humongousaur versus Humongousaur, and then Albedo hits the upgrade. Not a pun. Albedo hits the upgrade and turns into this monster Humongousaur who can fire like rockets out of his hands. I don't know what that's about. So yeah, it looks like Albedo's got the edge on Ben in that regard. Gets his ass handed to him by the power of the Ultimatrix. Yeah, Ben got knocked down on his ass, and Vilgax hadn't even shown up yet. Vilgax didn't even do any fighting. He just showed up and said, "Ben, give me the Omnitrix or your friends die." And lo and behold, Ben he says this code. He voice commands the Omnitrix to detach from him. I guess that's how he got it off last time, because at the beginning of this series, at the beginning of season 1, Ben didn't have the Omnitrix on, because he got it off somehow. Between the end of the classic series and the beginning of this series, Ben managed to get this thing off him. But we never saw how. We only heard Gwen say, remember how difficult it was to get it off last time. But I guess Ben's always got that in his back pocket, a way to get the Omnitrix off himself. But now he's done it, and he's given Vilgax the Omnitrix, who's got this army of blank robots. I wonder what he's going to do with those. It's not as big as the DNA army, but I imagine we've got to get some backup of our own, meaning Plumber's kids, Cooper. Don't think Darkstar's going to jump in at this point. Julius Ship. I imagine we've got to get those people back to help fight with this army. So, yeah, interesting, very interesting. I am very excited about what's going to come. You know what? I'll get the ranking out of the way. I'll get the ranking out of the way, and you know what? This is going to be a very high episode. So high, in fact, that when I look at episode 10, the Vilgax and Ghost Freak episode, it was amazing. I don't think it's as good as this, so this one goes straight to the top. Episode 19 is the best episode so far, I think. I think it was amazing. Having Mayax, the reveal of the Ultimatrix, the return of Albedo, return of Crab, the setup for what's about to come. I really like it. And also because I don't want to put the finale anywhere below the top. Because this show has got to finish strong, and it looks like it's heading for a strong finish. We'll just see if it can stick the landing. And if you want to find out how my reaction to episode 20 goes, then you just have to stay tuned, because it's coming right now! Special surprise! Yes! We are watching 2 episodes in 1 video. At least I hope so, because if not, then that means copyright wouldn't allow me to do it. But yeah, if it happened, congratulations, you get the finale part 1 and 2 in 1 video. How lucky are all of you? But yeah, let's get back on with the finale. Last episode we had the reveal of the Ultimatrix, which Albedo now has. Returning Albedo, he's teamed up with Vilgax, and for once in his life, Vilgax doesn't want the Omnitrix, he wants Ben. And it's Albedo who wants the Omnitrix so he can unlock all of the aliens that are inside it. Because not only does the Ultimatrix do everything the Omnitrix does, it also improves on it. It also makes these aliens go ultimate form, helps them reach their final form. Once that was activated, Albedo blasted Ben away. Because the whole episode, Kevin got kidnapped, Gwen got kidnapped, Max managed to escape. Good on you, Max. So well done there. But yeah, once again, Ben going off on his own to rescue Gwen and Kevin. Ben has had no choice but to release the Omnitrix from himself. He willingly sacrificed it to save Gwen and Kevin. But now we'll see how this all ends. Like, this is the last episode of Ben 10 Alien Force. This is absolutely mad to me to think about that. Yeah, we've been at this a while, haven't we, this Ben 10 Alien Force? Wow. I can't believe it's actually ending. So, yeah, let's not waste any more time and get into Season 3, Episode 20, the series finale of Ben 10 Alien Force. Starting right now. I can't wait to see how this all ends.
You have nothing.
He's got friends.
Here he comes. It's Max. Who else? Who else? Someone else has got to show up.
Aveo Exorior.
Oh,
There's been a change in plans. I'm keeping the Omnitrix.
of course he is. Oh! Oh! It's an Omnitrix army! Holy shit! Oh my god! Look at him go! They just keep coming.
It's hopeless. Vilgax has an army with all of my powers. I lost the Omnitrix.
Ben!
You're gonna
Come back!
just
Ben!
run off.
I don't deserve that. It belongs to a hero.
Hello.
You are a fool.
You don't hear me arguing.
The Omnitrix wasn't intended for you. It was intended for your grandfather, the greatest plumber in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yep.
Then I saw you grow, witnessed your bravery and ingenuity, using the Omnitrix in ways that never even occurred to me. Me, the smartest being in 3 galaxies. Not so easy to win without the Omnitrix, is it?
It isn't.
What are they thinking?
Of all the worlds I've conquered, this one will be the sweetest.
There's an old Earth expression about not counting your chickens before they're hatched.
Your birthday's next week and you didn't even tell me?
It's no big deal.
I don't have time to pick out a present.
I wouldn't worry myself, girl.
You're going to give me the Omnitrix of your own free will.
Why would I do that?
So you don't blow up. Omnitrix, command function override, code 10.
Override accepted. Voice command activated.
What are you?
Omnitrix, self-destruct in 30 seconds. Command code 000. Destruct 0.
Oh shit!
Destruct sequence completed and engaged.
Oh god. Oh my god. R.I.P. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I've got a headache that you wouldn't believe.
Hey!
What? I'm normal?
Let me show you.
It's a nice little moment. Why'd they have to do that?
It was an incredible moment.
Guess who's got his old powers back?
Let's go!
The ship is locked on collision course with Bellwood.
This ship has a fusion drive. When it hits,
The explosion will destroy our hometown and everything else for 100 miles. I'm going to let you go, but I'll be taking your Omnitrix. Ultimatrix. Whatever. Omnitrix. Self-destruct in 30 seconds. Command code 000. Destruct 0.
Disrupt sequence completed and engaged. Detonation in T-minus 30 seconds.
You're bluffing. Ask Vilgax.
Yeah, no. Oh no! Yep, Vilgax called his bluff.
Miss me?
Oi!
But the new rig comes with some extras.
Yes, it does. Ultimate form.
Ultimate swamp fire!
Whoa! What?
What are you saying, Vilgi?
Oh. Oh. Straight down to the bottom of the ocean. And the pressure is crushing the ship. Ugh.
Now that we're in my element,
A sinking ship is your element? That explains.
He is a squid.
now you face the true form of Vilgax.
Hey? What do you mean? What do you mean true form? He is a squid, so...
It could still.
Blow! Nuclear explosion.
Ben, over here.
Jet ray.
The new watch is going to take some getting used to. Good to see you, man.
what happened to Vilgax?
I didn't see him get out, but he survived worse.
Yeah.
He'll come back. If he ever does, it's hero time.
I feel like there's a lot I need to talk about Benton. You know what? I'm gonna put this out there right now. Should I do like a live video talking about Benton Alien Force so that you lot can interact with me? Just tell me that. Just let me know if you want that. I might put it in my community tab as well. Yeah, so I might put it in my community tab just to try and reach as many people as I can, but should I do that? Should I do that? Because I'd like to talk about this show with you. Certainly not borrowing off Chainsaw Reacts there, but then again, he copied me when he decided to do Ben 10, so I'm just taking something off him after he took Ben 10 off me. He's the one getting the views now. Bloody hell, D. Bradley Baker, you had a lot to do in this episode. I mean, did you really? But yeah, Diamond Head, Lodestar, Swampfire, Humongous. You were basically only saying one line throughout the whole episode. Okay. That was the end of Ben 10 Alien Force. You know what? I thought we were going to have a more definite ending to Vilgax. I thought they were properly going to kill him. You remember like the fake finale that they had for Ben 10, the classic series, the original series, when Vilgax got blown up? I feel like that was a definite ending. I feel like we should have had something similar here, but it's clear that he's not dead. Because why would you show that hideous version of him if you weren't going to use it again in the future? But yeah. It appears he's stuck. Well, I don't know. Is he stuck on Earth now? Because he can apparently fly through space, because we saw that earlier in the season. But oh wow, this episode was amazing. We had a nuclear explosion in this episode. Ooh! Vilgax seemed pretty much unstoppable at the beginning, when it was the Omnit Army, as I called them, these synthezoids, as he called them. They could just transform into all of the aliens of the Omnitrix. So Yeah, he seemed pretty much unstoppable because he was able to take out Albedo quite fast, and Albedo had the Ultimatrix. What happened to Albedo though? Like, what happened to Albedo? Like, after he took the Ultimatrix off and gave it to Ben, we didn't see him again. I don't think we did anyway. But yeah, it starts off with the Omni Army. Albedo just gets punished, and then for the first time this season, Ben, well, I think ever, Ben actually feels like he's lost. And he's lost all hope. And it sounds like he actually lost that ego that I hated. Like, Ben's ego thing, it was a charming thing when he was a 10-year-old kid. Not so much now that he's a teenager. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of his ego this season, but it sounds like he's kind of lost it. Like, there was no gloating at the end of this episode when he felt like he beat Vilgax and won the battle. So there was none of that. Yeah, most of this episode took place aboard Vilgax's ship above the Earth, where we had the end of an era here. At the end of a Ben 10 era. The destruction of the Omnitrix. Like, this is no more. Like, this is quite literally dead now. I mean, this design of it was dead for a while, but the Omnitrix is gone. Like, blown up, gone, dead. So yeah, that's a. I did love that he tried to bluff Vilgax and Vilgax didn't take it. Well, he wasn't trying to bluff Vilgax. Was he trying to bluff Vilgax? It was like a double bluff. He's saying he's going to blow up the Omnitrix. Vilgax is saying, no, you're bluffing. And actually, he's not bluffing, so it's like a double bluff. I don't know, but yeah, Vilgax didn't believe him. Vilgax didn't blink, so I like that. It kind of, like, my appreciation for Vilgax, despite how low it is, the Alien Force version of Vilgax, despite how low my appreciation is of him, at least he didn't blink at that moment, because I would have felt even worse about him if he would have just, like, say, no, take it off, stop the countdown. Like, if he would have bowed out of it, cowardly way. But no, he stuck to it, and then he just the thing just blew up, and I thought Vilgax's arm was going to be missing or something. I thought, like, it was literally going to blow Vilgax apart. The Omnitrix blew up. But we got a big plus out of that. We got a big plus out of that. Kevin turned back to normal, and immediately, the kiss we've all been waiting for. The kiss we've been waiting 3 fucking seasons for. A whole series we've been waiting for that. And the last episode, we finally got it. The Gwen-Kevin romance has officially arrived. I can't wait to get into Ultimate Alien now. Just to see the relationship. I mean, honestly, I don't know if their relationship is going to be any different than it has been this whole series, because that's just their natural chemistry with each other. But there's not going to be any more of the will they, won't they, because they already have. So, yeah, I'm tempted to just put that episode back on just to rewatch that moment, because I was like, yes, finally, in that moment when she finally kissed him. Although it does kind of prove his point. It does kind of prove his point of, like, she doesn't want to kiss him whilst he looks like a monster. Because the second that he's not a monster anymore is when she kisses him. I mean, maybe it would have sent a better message if she'd done it while he was still looking like he used to. But I am happy they changed him back. I mean, I was getting used to him. I was getting used to him in this form, in this mishmash form of him. It was kind of similar to his time in the classic series when he was like a mishmash of all of Ben's aliens. So it kind of reminded me of that a bit. But you know what? He's back to how he was. And You know what? I forgot to mention this in the intro and at the end of last episode, but when they were talking about the Sumo Slammer series, and Ben was like saying like, this is the sequel series. It's not as good as the original series, but wait, it loops. Just give it a bit more time. It's going to loop around back to how it was and it'd be good again. If that is not the writers just telling your audience like, we know this season has not been great, we're going to loop around back, because I have seen so many comments saying that Ultimate Alien goes back to how Alien Force was in season 1 and 2. So it's cool that the writers are telling us that through this. They're saying like, we know Alien Force was good when it started, we know the classic series was good, and we know this series has not been living up to the expectations. It's not been as good as the previous seasons, but don't worry, we're going to loop around back to it. I love how transparent the writers of the show are in that aspect. So Kevin's back. The Gwevin romance is alive. It's been born. It is alive. And as always, it comes down to a fight between Ben and Vilgax. How many times are those two gonna fight? Well, first of all, Max, Gwen and Kevin are holding him off whilst Ben goes and gets the Ultimatrix from Albedo. So he frees Albedo, takes the Ultimatrix, using the same tactic that he used on Vilgax, but this time Albedo knows that Ben's not bluffing, because he's seen him do it to Vilgax and the original Omnitrix. You know what, I forgot to mention this. Before that, when Ben was feeling hopeless, we had the moments with Azimuth. How he intended for Max to be the holder of the Omnitrix, but because Ben's DNA was so close to Max's, being directly related and all, that's why the Omnitrix jumped at him the first chance it got, because it thought it was sensing Max when it wasn't. And Max convinced Azimuth to let Ben keep the Omnitrix. I thought that happened in Secret of the Omnitrix when Ben Tetrax... Speaking of which, where was Tetrax in this episode? Like, I thought we would have seen Tetrax. I thought we would have seen the Plumber's kids. Yeah, so we didn't see any Julie or Ship either. Now that I think about it, this episode was quite bare in terms of its characters. Like, the only non-regular characters we had were Vilgax and Albedo, and they were the villains. Yeah, Ben gets the Ultimatrix, and he starts using it on Vilgax when he goes Ultimate Swampfire. You see that how Ultimate Swampfire looked? He looked insane. He looked awesome. Why can't they make a pop of Ultimate Swampfire? Yeah, that was insane. Kevin, Gwen and Max escape the ship. Meanwhile, Ben and Vilgax are still in the ship as it's... First of all, it has not only fallen out of orbit, it's skyrocketed straight to the planet, and they've managed... Max and Gwen managed to steer it into the ocean, and it's just diving, it's just sinking into the ocean, and the pressure is crushing the ship. Yeah, then Vilgax says, like, prepare to face me in my true form. I mean, yeah, they're in the ocean, and people have always said Vilgax looks like a squid, so I imagine... Were we not hoping, though, when he said, prepare to see my true form, he would have just come out looking like the old Vilgax? That is his true form to us. Like, that is how I see Vilgax as he was in the classic series. But, alas, he came out as a giant squid. Like, literally a giant squid. Like, massive tentacles and all. And he just sinks down into the ocean, whereas Ben escapes. You know what I've been waiting for this whole series, but I've never seen it again. Alien X. Are you seriously telling me this whole series? How many episodes? 26 episodes for the first 2 seasons, and then 20. 46 episodes of Ben 10 Alien Force, and you're telling me Alien X is only in one of them? The most powerful alien Ben's ever had. and he couldn't bust it out for this. I mean, granted, the cost of Alien X is a heavy one, where you have to be stuck in an endless vocal battle with two gods, basically. One of them being Kevin Conroy. I'm gonna say, and don't those of you who like this finale, don't take this the wrong way. I do feel like it's the out of the 3 finales of Ben 10 Alien Force, because there's season 1, 2, and 3. Out of the 3 finales, this is the second best. I feel like the season 2 finale was the best one, because that was finishing off a storyline that took place over 2 seasons. Season 1 finale was probably the least impressive one because it had nothing to do with the DNA aliens, but it did have Alien X in it. But it featured a villain, the Incursion, that we'd never met before. So it was just like a villain appeared out of nowhere, and we just spend all this time as this Alien X. So it just felt like another episode of Ben 10, that finale. The season 2 finale was incredible. Well, the final 2 episodes of season 2 were incredible when Ben gets everyone together. You have Darkstar, Julie, Ship, the Plumber's kids, Max. They all show up. Azimuth, Paradox. No Paradox in this episode either. It just felt like a series finale as opposed to this. An amazing finale, not the best one, but an amazing one. You know what? Let's get the ranking done. I feel like I should rearrange some of these things. I feel like at this point I should rearrange some episodes. Now that we've finished. I think this episode was better than the previous one, so it temporarily takes the top spot, which you want a finale to do, but unfortunately, I believe I may have to change. And the change of that is placing episode 13 at the top. The Wrath episode. I think that deserves to go to the top because I think that was a phenomenal episode, if I do say so myself. It featured my new favourite alien. I think probably my favourite alien out of all time in Ben 10, including the original series. Like, Ghost Freak and Big Chill are close. Upgrade is very close as well, but I think Wrath is just too entertaining. What else? I remember I really liked episode 5, the Red versus Blue episode, which unfortunately did not make it to YouTube because it got copyrighted at every fucking turn. Where do I put that? Is it above episode 9, which was the Charmcaster episode? I think it will go above the Charmcaster episode. Episode 18, the Vendetta episode. Yes, it will go above that. Episode 11, which was the Darkstar episode, I think it will go above that as well. Episode 17, which was the episode with the Plumber's helpers, the Plumber's kids. Will it go above that? I think just slightly it will, but it will not go above the Chroma Stone episode with Tetrax. So episode 5 goes between 16 and 17. I think that's all that I want to change. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So as we go now, we go 13, listing through all the episodes from worst to best. We'll go episode 1, which was the premiere. I didn't like the stark contrast between last season's tone and this season's tone, along with Ben's attitude. It just rubbed me the wrong way, and it would turn out to be a recurring theme of this series, but it was very prominent in that first episode, and I was like, nah. Same with the second episode, but I did think the battle with Vilgax just tops the first episode a bit. Episode 3, which was the the Volcanis episode with Moley Warp, was the weasel-looking farmer with the weird eyes and everything. That was an entertaining episode, I'll grant it. Episode 4 was the college party episode, where you had all these aliens who literally shit gold. They came to this random town, and that's how that town survives. That's its economy. Every 17 years, these aliens come, shit gold, and that's their economy. Episode 6 was next. Oh, that was the introduction of the Vriedel brothers when they tried to repossess ship. The Vriedel brothers are very funny. They're quite funny. I love the way they speak. You've got one who talks really intelligent, like all these big words and everything. And then you got the other one who is just big dumb guy. Episode 7 was the episode where Ben got his hand cut off in the Null Void. That was a fun episode. After that was episode 12, which was the busy box episode where you had that box that could recreate anyone, and it could recreate the Rito brothers, it could recreate Ben's aliens, it could recreate anything. And it was a weapon of mass destruction until this alien from the 26th dimension showed up and said, it's her daughter's little toy. Yeah, so that was a fun one. Episode 9 was the Charmcaster episode, where we had a hint of Ben a hint of Kevin nearly going back to the bad side, to side with Charmcaster, of all people. Like, her and Gwen are absolute arch rivals, so he's the worst one she could have ever teamed. She's the worst one Kevin could have ever teamed up with, but he didn't. Episode 18 was the Vendetta episode. Once again, at the end, nearing towards the end of the season, nearing towards the end of the entire series, it felt like a weird place to put just a one-off episode with a villain we've never met before. Episode 11 was above that. That was the Dark Star episode where Kevin turned back to normal for a little while but then gave it up. And apparently Dark Star is still around. I've seen comments saying that, and that he's still a threat. But once again, he didn't show up here, so I wonder if he's going to show up in Ultimate Alien. I hope so. Episode 17, we just talked about that. Which one was that? Oh, it was the Plumber's Helpers Kids. The Plumber's Kids. Yeah, I enjoyed having an episode with the B characters. It makes them seem very important, and it makes our original team seem so much more awesome. When literally all the Plumber's Kids had to team up just to stop Ben. After that was episode 5, the Red vs. Blue episode. That was a delightfully simple but fun episode. Go to alien planet, two sides are warring with each other, try and fight it, you end up uniting them against you. It's just fun. It was just fun. Then episode 16, which was the Tetrax and Chromastone episode, where Ben and Chromastone literally revived an entire planet and an entire race of people. So good on them that. And not to mention the music in that episode was incredible. I remember saying that. After that was above that is episode 14, which was the Primus episode, where you learn a lot about the history of the Omnitrix and how Azimuth created it. Where you have the codon stream which holds the DNA of all the aliens in the galaxy, the universe even, and that's how he made the Omnitrix. Episode 15, which was the Back to the Future episode, where Gwen went back to the past, stopped Kevin from mutating, and in the end, that could still happen. Because the reason that whole thing happened was because Kevin was the weak link. He didn't have his mutated powers yet, but he's turned back now. So maybe that could still happen. It probably won't, because I know we're not going to do that, but that whole thing came about because Kevin didn't have his mutated powers, and now he doesn't have his mutated powers, so what's to stop that from happening? Episode 8 was above that. That was the Hybrid Epilogue episode, which was a great episode. A great epilogue to the amazing Hybrid and DNA Alien saga. Not to mention we got Riley back as well, so that was fun. But that was the Ghost Freak and Vilgax episode. This episode reigned on this. This episode reigned on this ranking for a long time. Until today. Well, yeah, until today. But just to see Vilgax and Ghost Freak go up against each other was insane. Two of the best villains of Ben 10. And we saw them fighting each other. But yeah, apparently Ghost Freak might be back in the Omnitrix now, so I'd love to see that. I'd love to see him come back. Episode 19 was the one above that, which was the previous episode, the one I watched this morning. Was the beginning of the finale, part 1, when you had the return of Albedo, revealing the alliance with Vilgax, and yeah, it's in this very same video. You've seen it. Then it was this episode, episode 20, the finale. But the best episode goes to Wrath. It goes to Wrath because that episode was insane. Like, the animation seemed a bit more higher quality, like some reason. Like, it seemed the frame rate of the animation was higher, the movements seemed more fluid. You had so many characters in that, like Argit, Vredo Brothers, Volcanis, Incursions. You had so many characters in that episode, but it was all topped off with Wrath. Wrath is probably one of the greatest creations of this entire series. Like, Wrath and Ship are the best creations of this entire series. Of Ben 10 Alien Force, Wrath and Ship are the best ones. Oh my god, I saw this in my comment section and I immediately fell in love with it. Someone called it Pup Grade. I thought, oh my god, that is so fucking cute. That is so cute. Pup Grade, I love that. Yeah, I was surprised we got no Julie this episode. Like, we had a little flash of her. We got a little glimpse of her in the previous episode when she was throwing a ball to Ship and everything, but she didn't have a speaking role. And then she wasn't in this episode at all. As Ben's supposed girlfriend, you'd think she would have been part of this whole thing, but she wasn't. And I do sincerely hope she is in the next series as well. I hope she's in Ultimate Alien. Don't spoil it for me. Don't tell me anything. But I sincerely hope that she's in Ultimate Alien, because I like her as a character, and I fucking love Ship. Yeah, like I said, just let me know in the comment section if you want me to do like a live discussion with you or something. Maybe this weekend, because this should be going out on a Monday. Just let me know if you want me to do it like this Saturday or something. This Saturday or Sunday, just to do a live discussion with you all. I'd be happy to. I can't believe it's the end. I genuinely can't believe it's the end of Ben 10 Alien Force. When did I post my first reaction to Ben 10 Alien Force? 10th of August 2021. So about a year and a half we've been at Ben 10 Alien Force. And honestly, it has flown by. Like, I've done this entire season in one go, 20 episodes. And just to let you know, there may be a bit of a break coming between now and Ultimate Alien, but I guarantee you it's not going to be long, like, no longer than 2 or 3 months. It's not going to be any longer than that. It's not going to be like a 6-month gap. So don't go spamming my messages, don't go spamming my comment section like you did with this series, saying, watch Ultimate Alien, because I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. I will get to it, I promise you. Like, I'm excited for it, I want to see it. But if you start spamming my comment section saying just watch Ultimate Alien, I'm gonna get annoyed. Yeah, this is the end of Ben 10 Alien Force. It feels weird. It feels weird, it's just been a normal thing for me for a long time just to record Ben 10 Alien Force. I know I'm gonna feel even weirder when I finish like Ben 10 as a whole. But yeah. That is all we've got at all for Ben 10 Alien Force. If you're only here for Ben 10, then I strongly suggest go watch my other videos, because I do because I do other videos. Ben 10 is not my only specialty. So yeah, that's all we've got for Ben 10 Alien Force. But whenever you show up next, until next time, we are over and out. Goodbye.